We can't even hear you, Paris. That's why you can't be late, because you have to work out all your technical problems beforehand.
I'm back. Sorry, my apologies. What's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana. Welcome to another great edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This week, we are flipping it over to the other side, the strong side. It is the defensive units in the NFC East. We will be ranking them, and I'm not ranking them by myself. I am ranking them with the one, the only, Mr. Biased himself.
You're way biased.
I'm not biased.
Yeah, you can't help the fact that your team sucks and is last place in everything.
Yeah, and you can't help the fact that your team wins 12 games a year and then loses.
I can't help the fact.
You finally, last year was the first year you finally accepted it. You had to hang out with me, so you finally accepted it, because you were for years you were that delusional Cowboys fan.
You wasn't delusion.
Yeah, you were.
It was hope. Fair and
hope is the killer.
Honest hope.
Hope is the killer. Don't give me hope. A great man once said, don't do it. Don't give me hope. You know who that great man was, Caleb?
That was Hawkeye.
Exactly. After he just murdered like 50 Yakuza.
That's
because he lost his family thinking someone killed his family, but they just vanished. Someone did kill his family, and
did they technically get killed? I mean, did they
see? That's the thing. Did they get killed? Did they? They came back, so they didn't die.
Like another dimension or something.
So yeah, that's the thing. Did they die? Who died? Who died? That's the question. Who died? I'll tell you who died.
Black Widow.
Yeah, that definitely. They died.
Yeah, she died.
Tony died. So Tony did. Yeah. Black Widow did. Thanos did.
Yeah, he died.
The original Thanos and the other Thanos.
Yeah. Well, I mean the new old Thanos just disappeared. He just got snapped away. So we don't know if
that's So he may not even be dead. So yeah, if you got snapped, is you dead? That's the question. Is you dead? Exactly. They were blipped. They were blipped. No one really explained more than that than the one scene with Yelena in the Hawkeye series where she blipped and came back right back where she was, but it was 5 years later. Exactly. Welcome to Good Friends, Better Rivals, the football show where we talk Marvel.
Well, I mean, it's off season.
That's true. Next question. Do y'all like the Hawkeye series? I quite enjoyed it. I liked it, right? I liked it. I thought it was good. It was a good Christmas series.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Christmas and Kingpin. He was good in there.
Yeah. I need to watch Echo.
I mean, you don't really need to watch Echo.
Oh, really? Okay.
No.
I hear good things and bad things about She-Hulk.
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing good in that show.
Okay.
Daredevil. I mean, you want to watch the Daredevil episode? That was pretty good.
Daredevil's coming back with 20 episodes.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they shortened that. I think they.
Oh, they shortened it. Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't know how many episodes, but
all I'll say is this, man. Daredevil, the original one, is one of the greatest things in comic book history.
Absolutely.
It's amazing, man. It is amazing. What a great show.
Oh.
Like Vincent D'Onofrio kills it. Love me some Vincent D'Onofrio, man. As Kingpin.
As Punisher. No, I mean, just
him as Punisher was so amazing. They literally ripped out like pages and panels out of the comic book where he wraps him up on the roof. I was like, what word am I looking for? What word? The roof. You remember when he chained him up on the roof?
Yeah.
That dialogue was all from the comics. Imagine being a writer that day where you're like, I ain't got to write nothing. I just got to steal this from this comic real quick. What an amazing job. It was pretty good. Yeah, Wesley Snipes' fun fact about Wesley Snipes' blade. it saved the Marvel. Actually, it didn't save Marvel. Marvel still went bankrupt, but it started
Yeah, so it didn't really
Marvel's.
save
Yeah, it
anything
didn't.
or
Yeah, it didn't
start
save.
anything.
Yeah. It's just a good point. It didn't
Nobody
save it.
even knew it was a comic book, basically.
Exactly. That's how great it was. No, because back in the day, comic books had a stigma. Comic book movies had a stigma about them. It was like,
They suck.
oh, and they sucked. But then when Blade showed up, they thought it was like this cool new like vampire thriller movie. Yo, man, the opening scene to Blade. The opening scene to Blade, Caleb.
Yeah.
The blood rave. Oh my god, man. That was amazing. When was the first time you ever saw Blade, Caleb?
Probably not till way later.
Really? So
Yeah.
did you ever watch the original the OG Spider-Man cartoon?
Like in the 90s or like
Yeah,
way
I think
back in the 60s.
no, the 90s one.
Yeah, the 90s one, yes.
Blade shows up in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He shows up when Michael Morbius shows up, so he hunts Michael Morbius because Morbius becomes a vampire. And what I like about that TV show is like when Michael Morbius becomes a vampire, all the friends were like, "Oh my God, Michael, I'm so sorry that you became a like." They all like lovable Michael, and Michael's like, I'm a disfigured man. I want to be human again." And then they all like leave Peter. They like leave him alone. And Peter like gets angry, like, "Hey guys, where's my attention? Michael is just a vampire." And I was like, "Yo, he's a sucker, bro." It was a great TV show. Hey man, fun fact. I don't like to admit this, but I didn't know Spider-Man was a comic book. Okay. So when the movies were coming out in the early 2000s, I thought they were adapting the cartoon. I was like, "Oh, cool! They're making a live action the cartoons. That's cool." Not knowing that there was a comic book, I didn't know. I didn't know comic books existed until high school.
I mean, that's actually I'm gonna probably after. Well, not that they didn't exist. I just didn't get into them.
I didn't know they existed.
So,
You tell my homie Raymond was like, "Hey,
you didn't
man,
know how to read, Ferris, so
I knew how to. Fuck you, man. I knew how to read. I can read at a high school reading level in 7th grade. All right. I know. Hey, you know me, Caleb. Don't mess with my reading. I read. Okay. You know how I am about my reading. All right. One thing I don't joke about is reading. You read. Asshole. God, you're a dick. Jesus. You're just like Peter Parker when Michael Morbius started crying and everyone was consoling him, crying about where's my attention. Loser. Shout out to Blade. Shout out to you, Blade. The Blade movie, it's still not being made.
no, it's not.
What's going on with that, man? It's a vampire hunting vampires.
You know,
What's so hard about that?
I know there's been like hundreds of movies of that exact concept.
Exactly. Like, what are you doing? You just put some leather on. You put some leather on. You have a shotgun, and you just be cool. What's so hard about that? I want to see Mahershala Ali in some leather hunting down a vampire. It's gonna be awesome.
But where do the vampires come from? Maybe that's the problem. They don't know where they
That's true. That's true.
like where they've been at.
Yes, yeah, it's true. Well, they've been hiding.
Well, where?
Just say they're dude. Who can't like? That's the thing. The problem with these moviegoers now. They need to know everything.
Well, not everything. It's just, I mean, just all of a sudden the vampires.
Just say they're hiding. Who cares? I'm gonna watch a movie about a vampire hunting vampires. I'm not trying to. It ain't that serious. It's like the Baywatch movie, right? People going into the Baywatch movie expecting some serious.
I don't think anybody's expecting anything from Baywatch except big boobs.
Exactly. And lifeguards saving the world. The Baywatch movie.
They don't even care about that part.
The Baywatch movie. Let's just say the Baywatch movie hit it out of the park. The Baywatch movie's Baywatch. It is the most accurate depiction of its source material, period. That's why that movie is like a 10 out of 10 for me, because it knows what it is. You know, it knows what it is. Shout out to Baywatch. Shout out to Dwayne Johnson. All right. Speaking of Dwayne Johnson, you know Dwayne Johnson played football at the University of Miami, and we're here to talk about some football.
It was a terrible segue.
It was an awesome segue.
It was a terrible segue.
It was a great segue. you know. But let's talk about it, guys. We're talking about the defensive. We're talking about the defensive positional groups of the NFC East. We'll see. Will the New York Giants finally get one? Be number one? We'll see. Maybe not. Will they? Will random people like Milton Williams be the edge for certain teams? We'll see about that. So let's start it off, Caleb, from the guys up front. We're talking about the defensive line.
Okay.
The people that set the tone for the defense.
And we're just to so we're clear, we're going by what's on the depth chart. You know, just because they play edge or they could be a hybrid linebacker defensive line. We're just going by
the depth chart and because Dallas runs a 4-3, so we know who the 4 defensive linemen are. But New York runs a hybrid 3-4. But
I'm
we know
just going by strictly what's on the depth chart. They're
we know who the
linebacker. They're in the linebacker position group. They're defensive line. That's for me. That's how I ranked them.
But we know for a fact Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau are not linebackers, bro. They're edge. They're edge
that's
players.
How I ranked them. Well, then I'm gonna push down the Giants. Then the Giants won't have no more.
What do you mean? The Giants have a great defensive line. They have 3 solid defensive linemen. They now have the second best.
Well, I don't consider them. I just went by what's on the depth chart. That's how I ranked them. You can rank them however you want. I ranked them by what's on the depth chart.
So if it's three down defensive linemen, everyone runs a 3-4. Well, 2 people run a 3-4. Interesting. You
can have your rankings the way you want them. Well, I'm just saying I ranked them by the depth chart.
Okay. All right. But the edge players is a little weird because
I just went by if they're considered defensive end, I put them at the D line. If they're considered a linebacker, I put them at linebacker.
All right, you know what? Let's go with you, and we'll see if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, we're switching. Okay? I want that for the record.
I'm sticking to my ranking.
All right, let's start it off. 4-1, Caleb. Number 4.
Okay, number 4 for defensive line. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. Considering what they have as defensive line, they have Milton Williams, who you just mentioned, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter. I think Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, they get all this praise and hype because they both came out of Georgia, whatever. I feel like they're extremely overrated. Considering what they've done. I mean, obviously they're very young, but
Jalen Carter
they haven't.
That was his rookie.
I don't think they've done that much to be praised as highly as they have. And obviously, you just said Milton Williams, and he's trying to play as a starter. That doesn't really say that. It doesn't really say that much about them. That's why I have them as number 4.
All right, number 3.
They lost guys like Brandon Graham and
Brandon Graham. Josh Sweat isn't there no more.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick isn't there anymore. So yeah, they're not there.
So 3rd, I got the New York Giants.
Yeah, if we're going by your thing, then yeah.
Because they have DJ Davidson, Dexter Lawrence, and Raheem Nunez-Roches. I'll give them credit for Dexter Lawrence. That's what they go with the Eagles, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, I'm with you. If we're going by your thing, I see. Yes, absolutely.
Number 2, I got Washington, because they got the 2 big guys in the middle with Ron.
All I'll say is this, Caleb. I may disagree because you guys have a massive weakness.
I think we're basically even. I mean, you're splitting hairs here. I mean, you can say
we're not splitting hairs in there. Y'all stink. Y'all stink up the middle, and you admitted that y'all stink up the middle.
But our 2 defensive ends are Pro Bowler guys, just like their defensive guys. Those
defensive tackles,
basically even.
I think. Well, I think you have
the ends because they don't have nothing at end. They got Armstrong, who was a backup, and they got Fowler, who was a backup at end. Their ends suck.
Well, their ends suck, and your defensive tackles suck.
I agree. So it's pretty much even. So that's why I said you were basically splitting hairs here. And I would say the edge is Michael Parsons is an amazing player. And Jonathan Allen run playing.
He
They're not
gets a little
amazing
banged
players.
up.
They're really good players. They're not amazing
Yeah.
players. So
They actually got washed. They actually got washed by the New York Giants last year.
So that's why I give the edge to the Cowboys, because you have an amazing player, which I don't think any of the other
Actually, that's
three
not
teams
true.
have.
They actually had like 6 sacks against the Giants. Let me take that back. We still won, but they had like 6 sacks. So yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it. If we're going by the logic of like their linemen by the scheme designation, I get it. I agree with this list. Yes, I agree with this list. I'm with you. Yeah. Giants 3, and also too with the Eagles too, with Jordan Davis, like he's barely on the field. He's now a nose tackle. This is his second year in the league. Same thing with Jalen Carter. This is it's his third year in the league for Jordan. Second year for Jalen. We'll see if they evolve more, but you never really see nothing. You know?
I mean, it's all that though. Well, they brought back the whole Jordan defense, and it really hasn't been that great.
And people talk about the rotation, this rotation, that. If you were good enough, they wouldn't need rotation. They would keep you on the field. Dexter Lawrence really doesn't get out of the game, which he plays like 99% of the snaps, which is crazy. Yeah, they signed Cleveland Farrell, so the Commanders. Yeah, the Commanders. Yeah,
as another case.
Yeah, him and KJ Henry. They do have the rookie in Jerzarian Newton, who people loved coming out of Illinois, but he's a rookie, and if we're sticking by the rules of the rookie that I created, that I think people should follow, his inclusion means nothing.
Yeah,
his inclusion means nothing.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep, Caleb, I agree with this list. All right, going back one more further, the linebacking core, number 4.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, for you.
Number 4. Oh, that's easy. This is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they fucking suck. They suck.
I mean, I don't even have to argue that.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
We're bad at linemen. I mean, we got some hopefuls. We got DeMarvin Ochoa coming off an injury. He looked really good in preseason, but he's coming off a really bad season injury. Obviously, we hope that he comes back and he plays just as well as he was playing in that preseason. We got old man Eric Kendricks, and then we got on the other side
Mo Clark.
Well, yeah, Mo Clark, yeah. So it doesn't look very good for the Cowboys. We're definitely a solid number 4.
Yeah. You have Marquise Bell. Marquise Bell is that
doesn't help their case. That's what I'm saying. The case.
No, it doesn't help the case because with Dan Quinn, we talked about
really good for a safety playing linebacker.
That's the thing, Dan Quinn had a lot of these safety linebackers, a lot of them, but with Mike Zimmer he's gonna want linebackers. So you have Damone Clark and Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks being the Mr. Reliable for Mike Zimmer. That's the reason he picked Dallas over. He had a deal with the Niners. He was going to San Francisco to be a cover for Dre Greenlaw. But when Zimmer said, "I'm taking the job in Dallas," boom. Eric Kendricks followed his former head coach. But does Eric Kendricks still got it? It wasn't looking like he still got it when he was in the Chargers. You guys have the rookie in Moritz Liafua. Liafau. Sorry, my bad. Liafau. Shout out to my Polynesians. Mo Clark. How long have we been saying your linebackers suck? How long have we been saying it? What, 3? The last 4?
Getting hurt.
Yeah, he kept getting hurt, and it was Jabril Cox and him. You know what I mean? But it's nothing. It's really nothing. Number 3.
Well, I mean, Jay's got him at number 1, but I got him at number 3.
No, Jay says he got him number 1 if Devin White bounces back and helps N'Kobe. No, but I don't think
But
when
like I said,
linebackers fall apart.
it's the same argument I have for these line. You get these Georgia guys, all this hype and hoopla about them, and they haven't done anything. Like Nolan Smith
Mhm.
and Kobe Dean haven't done shit in the league. Like I don't even hear their names at all when we're playing them. Like so,
Yeah.
I got them number 3, so they're a little better because, like I said, it's Devin White. That's why I mostly put him at number 3 because of Devin White over the Cowboys. If he can have a rebound year, then that I think that gives him edge to be the number 3 linebacking core.
Yeah. Also, yeah, like the only person that's done something is Bryce Huff. But here's the thing about Bryce Huff. He was a rotational piece in New York. He wasn't on the field a lot. He was one of the, like we said, Caleb, I believe, like the Jets were exactly like the Eagles in the sense that they had a lot of rotation, and they got Bryce Huff from them. But Bryce Huff wasn't the starter or was he the starter? Was he the starter? I think. Let me check. Let me double check.
Well, while you're doing that, yeah. What's up, Ronnie? And yeah, definitely hit that like button. We'd very much appreciate that.
Let me double check. I need to double check this.
Big Reg, what's going on? Great to have you in here.
I want to double check.
But J6 says, just like Cowboys fans say every time Sylvia here, those Georgia boys on the Eagles will break out this upcoming season. That's what I've been saying. I think it's just a lot of overhype from on them. Oh, they picked all the Georgia guys, but I don't really think it's really benefited them.
No, see, he wasn't the starter. They swapped between him and Jermaine Johnson II and Jonathan Franklin Myers. So they ran like a 3. They ran a 3-4. So he was a rotational piece with Jermaine and John Franklin Myers. So and Quentin Williams and Quentin Jefferson were also the other defense linemen. So like they really weren't. So the Jets kind of ran a 4-2-5. They kind of ran a 4-2-5 basically. You know, for my NCAA 14 heads, the 4-2-5. So he was a rotational piece. Now he's the bona fide out and out starter on the Eagles. We'll see if it works. Because if we're going by the logic we set at the beginning of the ranking is their depth charts designate them as linebackers. They're edge linebackers, like defensive end linebackers. We call them edges now. So he basically took Josh Sweat's job. So Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham are his backups. And then they have Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Nakobe's backup. He's a rookie. He doesn't matter. Rookies don't matter because they haven't done anything in this league. Ornell Burks, that's not a good sign because Ornell Burks, when he came in the Super Bowl, that's when the Niners lost the Super Bowl because he couldn't stop Travis Kelce. Ornell Burks gave up 7 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown on the Super Bowl. That's why he's a backup. Nakobe Dean hasn't done anything. Nolan Smith hasn't done anything in the league. Bryce Huff is a good rotational piece for the Jets. The only person that's done anything in the league and in the NFL, just because you were good 3 years ago, don't mean you're still good. Devin White. That's the thing about the NFL. People drop off like this. Yeah. You want an example, Caleb? The biggest example, Xavier Rhodes. Remember Xavier Rhodes, Caleb?
Yes, I do.
Xavier Rhodes, man. You know, he was the best corner, one of the best corners in the league. And then the next year, nothing. He was eaten up every week.
Well, I mean, the Cowboys had him like 2 years ago.
Exactly. And what happened? You got rid of him, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
exactly.
We didn't have anything at corner at the time, so we had to get somebody.
Exactly. So I'm with you. There's a lot of questions in the middle for the Eagles. A lot of questions. Not a lot of Cowboys questions because the Cowboys questions are glaring, but there's a lot of questions about are they going to produce? We'll see. Number 2, I think I'm agreeing with this. Let's Caleb. Is number 2 Washington?
Number 2 is Washington.
Well, number 2 is Washington.
Yes, yeah. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, and Jamin Davis. Frankie Louvu obviously good. Bobby Wagner, even in his old age, he's still getting work. He still play. So yeah, I mean that's a solid number 2, Washington.
Oh yeah, and he's reuniting with his his second defensive coordinator he ever played for, behind Gus Bradley. Shout out to Gus Bradley. They were in Seattle. So it makes sense because he couldn't go back to Seattle and he couldn't go anywhere else. He went and joined up with his former DC. Frankie Louvu had a great year last year. They have elevated this linebacking core definitely, 110%. But they're still not the best because we know who the best is.
Yeah, you finally got one.
Finally got one. Yeah, number one. It is the New York Giants, and it. Without being said, we got Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau. The wide linebackers, the strong side linebackers. Kayvon Thibodeau was having a fine year last year. And then a couple of New York sports radio people called him fat on air. They were like, this dude's fat. Look at the way he's built. He's fat. And then guess what happened the following next week, Caleb?
You got a bunch of sacks.
He got 3 sacks in one game. And he went after, and in the sacks where they weren't just, they weren't physical sacks where it wasn't like bull rush, speed rush type stuff. It was hands. He used his hands. He Euro stepped one of the offensive tackles. He was like pop, pop, and then like he got free. It was the atrocious game against the Jets, that abomination we called football, where the Giants defense kept them in the game. We were winning the game until the end, where Tyrod Taylor got injured and we had Tommy DeVito. But I digress. So yeah, but then the key is here, Caleb. It's Brian Burns, man. It's Brian Burns. The Giants, for the past 2 years, have done the splash trade in the offseason, where they say, hey, we're really bad here, but look at this. And you're like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah,
Darren Waller.
He made a trade for the quarterback instead.
Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna get our quarterback. Dak Prescott's gonna become a free agent in like 2 years. He's gonna, it's fine. It's fine. No, that's what Joe Shane's done the past 2 years, where it's like we're a really bad team still, but look at this. It's Darren Waller, and you're like, ooh, Darren Waller. Like, so this year it was like, guys, we're really, 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 really bad. But guess what? Look at this. We got Brian Burns. And Giants fans are like, Brian Burns. That's what happened.
Number 0.
What? Spider-Man in New York. So we'll see if he doesn't become Darren Waller. That's all I want. Just don't become Darren Waller. He got his big contract. He was solid. And then last year, Bobby Okereke played every single snap for the New York Giants on the defensive side. Every single snap. There were some tackling issues. Rodney's mad. He's so angry. He's so angry now. He's slandering the former man he loved. He's so mad. It's Rodney. It's fine, man. It's let it. This is a safe space, Rodney. You can tell me how you feel. By the way, Rodney is my man here who said, "Hope you enjoy those 6 sacks." As a Carolina Panthers fan, Brian Burns' former team. Let it out, Rodney. Let it out. So yeah, the New York Giants, best linebacking core in the division. Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden. We haven't had a linebacker since Antonio Pierce. If you've been watching the show, I talk about how our last great linebacker was Antonio Pierce. Tried to chase Blackburn, but after them, it's been a hellscape. But now we have 2 solid linebackers in the middle. Also, 2 in rotation. We have Isaiah Simmons. He's back. So if we had that rotational piece, so it's definitely the New York Giants and number 1 on the linebacking core, because it's the best part of their defense. Now the back end. We shall talk about it. Number 4, Caleb.
At corners?
Yes. Well, DBs. We're counting DBs.
Them as corners, safeties. I got separated.
You want to separate them, or do you want to
separate
them?
it?
You want to separate it? Yeah. Okay, fine. Corners.
4 corners.
The corners.
Yeah, that's got to be Washington because they got.
Oh, really? Washington.
I mean, they got nothing at corner. I mean, they got torched by us. I mean, my God, it was what we did to them.
We torched them.
Yeah, we torched them bad. Yeah, their corners suck. They got nothing. Oh, they got Manuel Forbes in the second year. Benjamin St. Jude, who sucks. I mean, that dude really sucks. And Michael Davis. So yeah, their corners are terrible.
Michael Davis.
Yeah, that's like their third. I guess that's like their.
Oh, they're nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yo, okay, Reg.
Oh, what's up?
You said don't disrespect Caillou Blue Kelly. He's not even on the He's not even on the depth chart. He's not even on the depth chart. Don't tell me about disrespecting him. The team is disrespecting him because he's not even on here. You know what I mean? Let me refresh this. Boom, still not there. Still not there. Continue, Caleb. Number 3.
Number 3. That's the New York Giants because they're not much better. They're not much better at corner than Washington because they also are not very good. But at least they got a high draft pick, Deontay Banks. They got a guy in Cordell Flight.
He's a guy. He's definitely a guy. He's definitely a guy.
And Aaron Robinson. It's not much better over there.
Aaron Robinson, I think is not a real person. He's not a real person.
But I would say it's a little bit better than Washington. A tad.
Yeah, a tad bit. Not better by a lot because we have a second-year player in Cordell Flott who's a buck 25. You know. So we'll see. We'll see if he improves. Because we also have the rookie and Dre Phillips, but like we said, rookies don't matter in these cases, so we disregard them. Yeah, number 2, Caleb. Is it Philadelphia?
It is Philadelphia.
Yep.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Just because of Darius Slay, because the other guy's there is a rookie.
Yeah, it's Darius Slay, but they still got Bradbury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah, but Bradbury, they're moving Bradbury safety.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was a couple days ago.
But yeah, it's Darius Slay. That's their only good corner. I mean, their secondary is pretty bad. So there's not much to say.
Not really much to say.
They were pretty crap too.
Yeah, but then the problem is with the Dallas Cowboys, who are number 1. You're kind of banking on Trayvon Diggs becoming Trayvon Diggs again after he tore his ACL.
I mean, that's the whole. But even without Trayvon, we still got an All-Pro and Deron Bland on the other side.
That's a good point. Valid point.
We got Deron Bland, and with Jordan Lewis as a very, very good slot corner.
But people tell me that Deron Bland's a little fool's gold because when he was against DK Metcalf torched him.
Yeah, he beat him. I mean, guys get beat, corners get beat. Whoopie.
Yeah, well, it's fine to get beat on a couple of plays, but getting beat.
He had the most pick sixes ever in the history of the NFL.
Well, that's because the pressure, Pick sixes are usually about pressure. And the pressure really helps.
Okay, well, we had the greatest pressure. We didn't have the greatest pressure in NFL history.
We'll see.
We didn't. So how did he do better than everybody else who had pressure?
I'm just saying, Caleb.
Okay, but I'm saying if it was because of pressure, then other teams have better pressure.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
And they didn't make all the pick sixes that he did.
That's true. It's a valid point. We'll see this year. See how it goes. All right. Safeties. Hit me. Number 4.
Number 4, I got the New York Giants.
What the hell, man? What?
Jason Pinnock sucks.
So you telling me Percy Butler and Jeremy Chin are better than Jason
Jeremy Chin
Pinnock?
at least has a reputable 1 season.
So did Jason Pinnock.
Jason Pinnock never had nothing. He hasn't even had a down where he was good. He hasn't played a 1 down that he played good.
Yes, he did last year.
He didn't.
He had a 98-yard pick 6 against Miami.
Oh yeah, against Tua who can barely throw over 20 yards.
Did your safeties have that?
I mean, they played better overall.
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth now. Last.
Yeah, they did last.
Last. Oh my God. Last.
Hey, I gave you 3rd on corners.
Fine, I'll accept last. And you're right, Jay. Tyler Nubin is a rookie. He doesn't matter. All right, continue. Number 3.
Well, obviously third is Washington because
okay,
it's basically the same.
Butler. Who's Percy Butler?
I don't know, man, but it doesn't matter.
Continue.
Yeah, they're not good either because, but like I said, at least Jeremy, like Rodney said, Chin at least had one season.
Yes, fine. I'll accept Jeremy Chin. Fine.
All right. Number 2 is the Dallas Cowboys. We lost our guy in Jaron Curtis, but we still got 2 good ones, Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, big hitter, and then a good playmaker with Malik Hooker. So solid guys, nothing special, but I think it's better than what the Giants and Commanders have.
Well, of course, the Giants and Commanders have nothing. So of course, just have a body out there. You'll get it.
And of course, number 1 is the Philadelphia Eagles with CJ Gardner-Johnson. I mean, that's enough right there.
Hey man, don't disrespect Reed Blankenship, okay?
But yeah, what's interesting, they got Cooper DeJean as a safety.
Yeah, they're gonna swap him and Bradbury a couple of days ago.
Okay.
I think. Because I think Cooper is gonna play corner and Bradbury gonna play safety. You know, we'll see. People think because corners are corners that can become safeties. Not all corners that transition to safety pan out. You know, you have like the greats like Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson, you know, but they're Hall of Famers for a reason. They're the best DBs in the NFL history for a reason. Not all corners can transition to safety properly. It's a different position. It's a different game. You know, you're doing stuff. You're not doing the same thing. So we'll see if James Bradbury, you know, transitions well. But I don't think he will because safety is difficult. Rodney
I'm pretty sure the Carolina Panthers had Xavier Woods for a couple seasons, so I wouldn't say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you guys suck. And I should know what a horrible team looks like because I'm a Giants fan. Okay, I know all about bad teams. Your team's bad. All right. Yeah. CJ and Reed, absolutely. Cooper DeJean may play safety. Maybe. He could play corner. But Bradbury has been told he's transitioning over to safety. We'll see if they keep that transition. But, but it is what it is, We'll see. All right, Caleb. That's it.
That's our rankings.
Those are our rankings. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, we talked more Marvel than we did.
We kind of did, right? We kind of did.
Yeah, if you didn't see our Marvel talk, you should.
You should really go back. The first 10 minutes, we talked about films. We talked about films. Someone said some outrageous statement like Baywatch is a 10 out of 10 movie. Like someone said that. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was you.
Hey, shut up, man. You don't tell them. Make them watch.
I just don't want them to even consider it that
no movie. They're gonna be you gotta leave them wanting more, man.
I don't want them to even think that it was me calling that garbage ass movie a 10 out of 10.
You gotta leave some suspense. Suspense, man. God, you're like ruining everything. Jesus. Speaking of it, man. I watched Iron Man a couple days ago. Still holds up. Still holds up, man. Oh, man, I'm so mad that number 2 and 3 weren't as good. Because number 1, man, oh my God. What a tremendous.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it, man. You know, fun fact about that movie? Marvel goes bankrupt after that movie.
Huh?
Go bankrupt after Iron Man. And then Disney buys you for like $10 on the
first 2 Iron Man were strictly Marvel Studios.
Yeah. Number 3 was the Disney Marvel thing. Yeah, man. You know another fun fact about that movie? So, I don't know what I think it's like Ike something, whatever his name is, the racist guy. So Kevin Feige, they start beefing, and Disney says, "Hey man, it's either you or me. You or me. You pick him or me." And they kicked Kevin and fired the other guy. Now imagine if they'd fired Kevin. Imagine that. Ike Perlmutter. Yeah, Ike Perlmutter, that guy. So yeah, Ike Perlmutter.
Well, I mean,
he
did.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
Kevin Feige did leave for like a couple years. He came
No,
back.
no.
Was that? Oh, it was Bob Iger, was it?
Huh?
One of them left. Either Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, someone left.
Yeah, no, Feige didn't leave. Feige
It
stayed.
was Bob Iger that left.
Yeah, Bob left. Yeah, Bob Iger left. Yeah, he
Bob Iger.
retired for
That's what I was gonna
he retired for a bit and then he came back. But it was kind of like a strategical planning of like how Bob was like, oh, we all love Bob Iger. You know, he makes good content. So he left and hired the new Bob Chapek. And Chapek did all the dirty work where he cut the jobs and fired all the people and shredded salaries because Bob Iger didn't want that on his PR. So then when Bob Chapek did all that stuff, he brought back Bob Iger came back to spearhead the creative because all the dirty work has been done because of Bob Chapek. So they made Chapek do the actual CEO dirty job of firing people, while Bob Iger got all the I bought Marvel, I bought Star Wars. We're making good content. He retires because he doesn't want people to know that he.
They didn't. I mean, but yeah.
Well, Star Wars, they made some good stuff about Star Wars.
Well, they made like one good thing.
No, that's incorrect, and you know that's incorrect.
Rogue One was good, but
so you're telling me the Force Awakens wasn't good?
It was okay, not great.
It was good. I liked it. It was good. Andor, the Mandalorian.
Well, Mandalorian's really good.
And you don't like Andor?
I've never seen it, so
you've never seen Andor, bro? Watch Andor, bro. Watch it. Watch Andor, bro. It's Diego Luna, bro. You like Diego Luna?
Well, yeah. I mean, I like Rogue One.
Yeah, Diego Luna kills it, bro. Bro. Diego Luna, man, I've loved Diego Luna for years, bro. Yo, he's great in Narcos Mexico. Great. He's so awesome. He's killer in that movie, in that TV show. You know? Andor, see, you know it's right. You know why you know it's right, Caleb? Me and Brodney agree on something. We love Andor.
I'm surprised that Brodney even likes them. I mean, usually I just hear this is crap or this is garbage or this.
That's true. That's another valid point. But Brodney liked stuff. I've actually, if you actually listen closely to Brodney, he does hate on a lot of stuff, but he occasionally tells you what he likes. He there's a show he talking about. Blue-Eyed Samurai, he said it was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't watch that either.
Yeah. Oh, you watched the Obi-Wan show?
Yeah, I didn't like that much.
Oh, you didn't like that much? Okay, that's fine. Mandalorian, Andor, Rogue One. I quite enjoyed Solo. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You watched Solo?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Well, shout out to Ron Howard for being one of the greatest directors of all time and saving that film. Shout out to him. He the man. It was for what else it was pretty good. But that's the end of the show, guys. The end of the show. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, where we rank the NFC.
More Marvel talk on next Good Friends.
We'll be back. We'll be back with more Marvel talk on Good Friends, Better Rivals. It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and that's my boy Caleb Ochoa. Caleb, where can people find you? Shout out to your pops, Leo. Leo, I saw you in the chat. Shout out to you, man.
You can find me at NFL Caleb22 on Instagram and Twitter/X. And yeah, find me on this show. And hopefully coming soon. Maybe in like next month, probably next month. But yeah, doing our futures betting on betting the NFL.
Yep, betting the NFL. My name is Ferris Muthana. Find me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. I'm here every Friday, 3:00 Pacific. Good Friends, Better Rivals. No open table today. No open table today. We'll be back next week, I believe. So keep your eyes out for that. Big life updates and a big show coming back next week. It's your boy Ferris Muthana on the open table, as well as on this channel. Good starting 11, our soccer show, our world football show. We'll be doing weekly videos recapping the Euros, which is the big soccer tournament in Europe, and Copa America, the big soccer tournament in the Americas. So me and Adelia will be on those videos, making those videos. But tonight as well on our Twitch channel, Brandy and Adelia are going to be watching the NBA Finals Game 4. It's a watch along on Twitch. Brandy, being from Boston, is looking to see if her team sweeps the Dallas Mavericks, Caleb's team, which is highly likely. Which is painful. It's highly likely. ESPN is actually witnessing 2 sweeps at the moment. The Florida Panthers up 3-0 against the Edmonton Oilers, and the Boston Celtics are up 3-0 against the Dallas Mavericks. So, for my hockey fans, I want to throw that out to you. I see you. I see you still.
At least we'll see
about that.
Team won last year, so I'm good about that.
Huh?
My team won last year, so I'm good.
Yeah, your team did win last year. Yeah. So there's that. But on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.